Fair prices for things like eggs, milk, and vegetables. I think I'll take this one.
Unwrap the magic at heifer.org/holidaymagic.
We believe in authentic stories. Share yours.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, a former Chamber of Commerce director pleads not guilty to embezzlement charges. Tonight, what Samantha Lajeunesse is accused of. Plus, why the Delta County Airport's new manager says the facility is on the brink of a crisis. And we have new details on how he's working to bring the airport into FAA compliance. And new protections for healthcare workers. The bills Governor Whitmer signed into law, making certain actions against them a crime. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
We got a little snow today, Air. How long will these flurries and that rainy mix stick around?
Well, it's going to be sticking around over in the eastern portion of the UP for the majority of our evening. Not expecting a whole lot of accumulation as well, like we saw last night. Not that that was a lot either, but mostly cloudy skies, those winds continuing tonight, and those temperatures in that 20 to 30 degree range for the most part. Taking a look at what is ahead, though, we could have a little blanket like we just talked about, some flurries. Maybe even some freezing rain in that east half. I've got the full outlook coming up after the break.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Yeah, it was very slick in some spots out there earlier today. A section of US 41 near Teal Lake between Negaunee and Ishpeming was closed off temporarily for a crash. It happened around 8 o'clock this morning. Police say Jesse Ramsey lost control in the slushy conditions and hit two other vehicles. He was hospitalized with multiple injuries. Neither of the other two drivers were seriously injured, though. Police say Ramsey will be cited. Developing now, the former executive director of the Greater Ishpeming-Negaunee Area Chamber of Commerce pleaded not guilty to embezzlement charges today. 34-year-old Samantha Lajeunesse is charged with felony embezzlement over $20,000, felony using a computer to commit a crime, and felony illegal use of a credit card. She entered a not guilty plea on all three charges during her arraignment today. Lajeunesse was hired as the GINCC's executive director in June of this year and officially took over the role in July. Court records show the date of offense was August 8th, and she was officially charged November 15th. In late September, the GINCC announced on Facebook it was temporarily closing. It has since confirmed that a financial breach was experienced, resulting in funds being withdrawn from the organization's bank account by an online entity, though it has not been confirmed if Lajeunesse is that culprit. Lajeunesse is due back in court December 14th. We have new details tonight about the administrative crisis the Delta County Airport manager says the facility is facing. WZMQ's Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons has more on what this could mean for the future of the airport.
There are numerous issues from an administrative standpoint as far as records, training, finances, and other things are concerned.
Robert Ranstadler took over as Delta County Airport Manager in October. Since then, he says he's uncovered a pattern of the airport nearing being out of compliance with Federal Aviation Administration regulations.
These issues, some of them are repeat discrepancies that have been addressed in previous inspections of the airport. Some have been left over and unattended for several years.
At Tuesday's County Commission meeting, Ranstadler told the board former airport manager Andrea Newmelin, who resigned in June, failed to turn in documents to FAA inspectors. In July, the airport received a letter of investigation, which Ranstadler says serves as a warning.
It is years of promises unkept to the FAA inspectors who have lost their patience with the airport.
Ranstadler also says numerous airport records are missing.
Half of my existence and time spent at the airport the past 2 months has really been in investigative capacity, trying to uncover old records, trying to connect the dots, trying to figure out what we can do to solve these problems.
The FAA wants the airport to resolve its compliance issues by the end of the year. However, Ranstadler says that is a tight deadline for the current team.
Right now, with myself and one assistant manager at the airport, we simply do not have enough hands. There is not enough time in the day to correct all these issues by the end of this calendar year.
If the compliance issues are not amended, Ranstadler says the airport could face fines or have its operating certificate revoked, although he says those possibilities are still far down the line. Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Escanaba.
In Lansing, Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed 2 bills into law that create more protections for healthcare workers. Reports of workplace violence have been increasing across all industries, but the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics says healthcare professionals are 5 times more likely to experience violence at work. The 2 laws signed will increase fines against those who assault healthcare professionals while they're working, and will also require signage about the fines and penalties for assaulting medical personnel.
We shouldn't have to accept putting up with violence against us when we are just trying to care for our community. But it happens day in and day out. Healthcare workers are spit on, hit, kicked, bit, clawed, etc., while we're simply trying to provide care.
Coming up tonight at 11:10 Central, we'll have more on those bills and why some hospital staff say it's just the first step. In Washington, nursing homes and long-term care facilities across the country could be forced to boost staffing levels if proposed federal rules take effect. Some federal lawmakers support the concept, but representatives for the long-term care industry say it would be devastating. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon has details on the proposed minimum staffing standards.
In September, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services issued a proposal to establish comprehensive nurse staffing requirements in long-term care facilities. Last month, several Democratic senators signed on to a letter urging CMS to implement the standards as soon as possible. Among them is Pennsylvania's Bob Casey, who chairs the Senate Special Committee on Aging.
We have an obligation to provide quality care in every long-term care setting.
It would be catastrophic for nursing facility providers in the state of Michigan.
Melissa Samuel is the president and CEO of the Healthcare Association of Michigan. She calls the proposal an unfunded mandate that would only make current staffing and access to care challenges even worse.
Nursing facilities would have to take less residents.
She says the current workforce shortage would make it difficult for many long-term care facilities to meet the proposed standards.
Simply, there's not enough workers to meet the mandate.
Which could mean less care options for seniors.
It becomes an access issue. We have to start taking less residents to meet the ratio.
Instead of penalizing long-term care, Samuel believes the government should focus on creating career pathways.
You know, maybe we need to focus on vocational ed and making a certified nurse aide something that's emphasized in a focus at the high school level, creating the pathways, working on immigration reform, creating career ladders. Let's fix the problem of the workforce shortage before we put a mandate in place.
In a statement to WZMQ 19 News, Senator Debbie Stabenow said in part, quote, families who choose nursing home care deserve to know that their loved one is in a comfortable and safe environment. Adequate staffing will help ensure that all residents receive safe and high-quality care. Reporting in Washington, Brendan Scanlon, WZMQ 19 News.
Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after this break. Plus, that's what Carl says. He's here recounting some other not-so-snowy Decembers in UP history. And later, a closer look at the produce these Bark River Harris high schoolers grew with hydroponics.
19 News is brought to you by Dan Perkins Construction.
When you put on a product this nice, you want to sing it from the rooftops. You know my roof's good looking, will last the rest of your life. Each day I go to work thinking, you know we're doing this right. Buy a roof for me and I think you'll see you'll be happy as a gherkin. 'Cause we do it right and we're really polite. Take it from me, Dan Perkins. You try rhyming something with Perkins.
It's incredible, man. Go! Let's go!
Oh my God.
Letters from home.
This is Survivor.
This is such a sick, twisted, disgusting, ridiculously delicious, enjoyable, terrifying game.
It's these kind of moments that make Survivor so fun to play.
It's not too late to become a part of the Survivor experience. A new Survivor followed by a new amazing race tonight on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. That's because at John's Auto, communication is the key to service. When we have your car, you can expect to be updated on what's going on. And Craig here will explain repairs in terms I even understand, and I'm only 9. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Marquette.
And don't forget, we're still your #1 source for a pre-owned vehicle in Marquette County.
John's Auto Marquette.
atom 12, 1 atom 12.
1 atom 12?
1 atom 12, 1 atom 12.
1 atom 12, roger.
That's right. There's only 1 atom 12.
I'll remember that.
5 days a week.
Atom 12, weekdays at 5 on MeTV 19.1.
You're watching home to CBS Mornings, WZMQ 19.
Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasek.
We do have some precipitation from the nose to the tail. Let's zoom in here. The past couple of hours, some rain showers moving in along the northwest coast and those snow showers heading eastward. Let's take a look at the past couple of hours and some mixture right here along that Copper Country, basically Ontonagon County, and then more heavier precipitation over here in our eastern half, as this is the current radar at the moment. So temperatures right now in that 30-degree range. We're going to drop down a little bit, about 25 to 35 degrees, as you can see, a little bit warmer up in Eagle Harbor as well as Houghton. And then taking a look at the next 24 hours, those winds continuing tonight, we'll see them change direction. I'll show you in just a moment. And then we can expect those gusts to return on Friday. But for Thursday, we've got sunnier conditions for the west half and the east half, a little bit cloudier, but it looks fairly dry at the moment. Those temperatures in that 40-degree range, mostly 40 to 45. And then those winds right now coming out of the south, we'll see these gusts that we've been experiencing today continue, like I mentioned tonight, about 32 miles an hour at the moment in Marquette for those gusts. And then a little bit of a wind change direction coming from the southwest there. But on Thursday, we'll see winds coming out of the east for a little bit here, especially in the evening. As you can see, a little bit speedy in Ironwood up there in Eagle Harbor as well. Everyone else a little bit less than that. And then Friday, gusts continuing to come out of the east. We'll have another change of direction where we've got southwest winds kind of pushing in there as well. And we'll see a temperature increase on our Friday too. So futurecast showing that snow activity over here in the east half again. Everyone else staying a little bit dry. And then Wednesday, oh, that's tonight. Those clouds kind of clearing out for a little bit in the west half before they move back in for our Thursday morning. We'll start with mostly cloudy skies. Again, that western half is going to stay a little bit sunnier than the rest of us. And then taking a look at the evening, though, it'll be fairly dry as well. But on Friday morning, we'll start with some clouds. We'll have mostly cloudy skies for that day. We could see some areas with partly sunny skies. And then Hanukkah is Thursday, tomorrow, that first day. We're expecting about 32 degrees at sunset, which should be at 5:03 p.m. Eastern time, mostly cloudy skies for the majority of us. Our 7-day outlook for Marquette, we've got a high here of 42 expected tomorrow, and then Friday, 45. That's going to be the warmest day of the week for everyone across the UP before we drop back down drastically on Sunday. Check it out, about 32 degrees, and we could see some flurry activity returning this weekend, maybe some impactful snowfall. We'll keep an eye on that for you and let you know, but those temperatures dropping drastically next week.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Still ahead tonight, it is National Flu Vaccination Week. What doctors say people should know about this year.
Escanaba and Delta County, home to beautiful beaches, Lake Michigan, lighthouses, pretty parks, and great people. It's why so many are proud to say, this is home. I'm Lily Simmons. I'll show you what's happening here every day. In your schools, your communities, and businesses, sharing what makes this area so special.
Lily Simmons reports from Delta County, weeknights at 6 and 11, only on WZMQ 19 News.
Tonight, are children vulnerable to sexual predators on two popular social sites? What a new lawsuit alleges. Then, how the late Norman Lear forever changed American TV. And ahead of tonight's GOP debate, it's comments from Biden and Trump getting voters' attention on the CBS Evening News.
There are a lot of things out there going viral. But this fall and winter, you can help keep your immune system from going viral and help protect it from the flu virus and the COVID-19 virus by getting your vaccinations. You can get both vaccines at the same time. The world has enough going viral these days. Talk to your healthcare provider.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This Is Home community calendar.
The Baxter Family Survival Guide.
Dad, you taught us to be self-sufficient.
And yet you're all still here.
Expect the unexpected.
You want money, maybe you should do what other people do.
Get my own reality show. Dad, I'm trying.
Last Man Standing.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Sarah Blakely.
It's National Influenza Vaccination Week. With flu cases and hospitalizations increasing nationwide, health officials are reminding everyone that there's still time to get your flu shot. Danya Backus spoke with the director of the CDC.
Mark Rosenberg rolled up his sleeve at this Duane Reade pharmacy for a shot at staying healthy.
Don't want to get sick over the holidays.
He says his whole family gets flu shots every year.
We want to try and keep each other from getting sick, and then when we have other family come and visit, we want to do our best to stop them from getting sick as well.
If you haven't gotten your flu vaccine yet, federal health officials say now is the time. It's recommended for everyone 6 months of age and older. Dr. Mandy Cohen is the director of the CDC.
We don't want to see anyone get hospitalized or die from something that has a safe and effective vaccine. We particularly want to make sure our seniors and our kids under 5 get vaccinated because they have the worst outcomes from getting flu.
Survey data estimates 38.7% of adults have received a flu vaccine, 38.2% of children, and 62.2% of adults over 65. Flu activity continues to increase in most parts of the U.S. Hospitalizations are also rising, and there are plenty of other viruses circulating.
Are there any predictions about how the rest of this season will play out?
Last year, we had a pretty bad season, meaning we saw a lot of flu, a lot of COVID, and particularly a lot of RSV impacting our kids. This year, what I would say is we're seeing a pretty typical season, but that does still mean many folks getting flu and COVID and RSV, which is why get vaccinated, get tested, get treatment.
And even if you had the flu last year, you still need to get a vaccine to protect yourself this season.
And if you're pregnant, you are also at a higher risk of developing serious complications from the flu, so a flu vaccine is recommended. In other health news, slow and steady may be best for overweight people who also have knee or hip osteoarthritis and are on weight loss medication. New research shows for this group, slow to moderate weight loss cut their risk of death by nearly a third. Losing weight too quickly did not have the same effect. Taxes aren't due until April, but it's a good idea to start thinking about your return now. Jill Schlesinger tells us why.
With just a few weeks to go before the end of 2023, it's time to make smart money moves right now. Start by using the IRS's withholding estimator to see if you had enough money set aside to pay your tax bill in April. If not, notify your payroll department to increase your withholding through the end of the year. If you're not working or self-employed, you may want to make an estimated tax payment to reduce or eliminate potential tax penalties. Consider maximizing your pre-tax retirement plan contributions before the end of the year. You'll reduce your tax bill and save for the future. And if your adjusted gross income is $36,500 or less, or $73,000 if married, your retirement contribution might qualify for the Savers Credit. It can be worth up to $2,000 for individuals and $4,000 for couples. Finally, some seniors need to think about required minimum distributions, or RMDs. If you are age 72 or older and have contributed to a pre-tax retirement account, like an IRA, the government requires that you take out a certain amount of money every year. Failure to do so may result in a 50% penalty on the amount you should have withdrawn. If you have multiple IRAs, you only need to take one RMD based on your age and the total value of the accounts. In New York, I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Still ahead tonight, Carl Bonak is in the studio with us. He's reflecting on this not so snowy December so far and looks back at other similar Decembers. And the hydroponics produce some Bark River Harris students grew and who gave them the grant to do it. But first, here's your Upers United volunteer opportunity of the day. Don't forget, another Feeding America mobile food pantry makes a stop in Ishpeming tomorrow at the North Iron Church. Volunteers are needed from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. To sign up to be a volunteer or check out other volunteer opportunities, or maybe your business or organization needs volunteers, just head on over to upersunited.com.
We've got a lot of news coming up. Shocking allegations. The New Mexico Attorney General accusing Meta, the parent company of Instagram and Facebook, of being a breeding ground for predators. What parents need to know, that's tonight here on
New CBS Tonight.
Every single day has been my favorite day so far. It's just gonna be a dogfight today.
To reach the final leg of the amazing race.
Dad, come on! Go, Dad!
Oh, God.
Dad?
Teams will have to step up.
1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3.
That looked tough.
And take a big swing.
There's only one goal in the penultimate leg, and that is make it to the final.
A new amazing race tonight after Survivor on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.
Need to get from point A to point B quickly, efficiently, safely? The Marquette County Transit Authority is your ticket to ride. Friendly drivers operate clean, blue and white buses throughout Marquette County 365 days a year. Seniors 60 plus ride free every Wednesday. For information about routes and tickets, click on marktran.com. We keep you moving. Marquette Transit.
Who will be there when the final whistle blows? When the final votes have been cast? Who will be there when we need a warning or a laugh? Will you? Start a career in the broadcasting industry. Whether it's on air or behind the scenes, there's a world of opportunities waiting for you. Be there as history unfolds. Go to BeThereMichigan.com.
1 Adam 12, 1 Adam 12.
1 Adam 12?
1 Adam 12, 1 Adam 12.
1 Adam 12, roger. That's right. There's only one Adam 12.
I'll remember that.
Adam 12, weekdays at 5 on MeTV 19.1.
So far, winter has been pretty easy on us. It hasn't been very cold, and we really haven't had a whole lot of snow either.
Right. The lack of snow is the big story. Luckily for snow lovers, this is quite unusual.
Snow is our way of life here in Upper Michigan during a typical December. Even away from the snow belts, over a foot of snow falls on average in the southern UP at Iron Mountain. In the snow belts of Lake Superior, the National Weather Service receives just over 3 feet of snow in an average December, while at Houghton, it's over 4. Just during the last 3 decades, the Weather Service has 3 Decembers with over 6 feet of snow, and 1 with over 7 feet, 2000, when a whopping 89.5 inches was measured. There's almost always enough snow for skiers to enjoy and those who plow snow to make a living. But there are a few glaring exceptions. National Weather Service records go back to 1961. During those 60-plus years, there were 4 Decembers with under a foot of snow. The least snowy December featured a paltry 3.7 inches in December 1962. One thing all 4 Decembers had in common was a dry preceding fall. The average precipitation for September, October, and November at the National Weather Service is 10.9 inches. These 4 falls had at least a 2.5-inch precipitation deficit. This past fall was also dry, the driest in years, coming in over 3.5 inches below normal. Looking ahead, here's the snowfall forecast over the next 2 weeks. This computer model shows well under a foot of snowfall accumulation, even in the snow belts of the north. As for prospects over the winter as a whole, 2 of these least snowy Decembers were El Nino winters, just like this one. Both had well below average snowfall for the entire winter season. In fact, the winter of 1986-87 is the least snowy winter in 50 years.
So it's not looking good for skiers and snowmobilers, at least for right now.
At least for right now. And I look at the last couple of least snowy Decembers, and it took until the middle to latter portion of January before we had a good snow cover established.
Well, let's hope it comes sooner than that.
Right, because
yeah.
I know tourism and so on, and snowmobilers, they depend on it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Carl.
Sure.
Well, this week, students at Bark River Harris High School harvested their very own hydroponic produce. WZMQ's Asking Abba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons has the story.
Bark River Harris was one of 12 schools in the UP to receive a Superior Health Foundation grant for this hydroponic flex farm, which contains a water system and nearly 300 plant spaces.
It's a real-world example that is right in front of them, that they get to manipulate the various parameters in terms of nutrients, pH, water levels. It was a learning experience for all of us.
After just over a month of growing, students were able to harvest their very own produce and apply it to their environmental science studies.
We are collecting the data for our lettuce plants, just weighing out, getting the average.
We're taking the roots off the plants and we're counting how many leaves on them and then the total number of plants that we have all together.
According to Fork Farms, which provided the Flex Farm, the Upper Peninsula is a food desert. Having tools like the Flex Farm in schools increases food security while providing students with opportunities in the future.
Students in engaging in indoor agriculture are really learning about where their food comes from. They're also learning about an up-and-coming industry that has a very high growth trajectory. There is a high level of job opportunity and demand for highly skilled and trained workforce that understand how to grow food through indoor agriculture using the hydroponics technology.
And the students walked away with knowledge they can use in their own lives and in their communities.
Plants can just grow anywhere, I guess. I didn't think we'd be growing plants in December, but I guess we are now.
We've learned that we're able to grow lettuce without the need of soil and able to reuse the water and minerals within it. It's mostly just knowing how to grow our own food and able to grow it year-round.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Harris.
We still have some flurries to contend with tonight, mostly out on the east end, and it'll be pretty windy out there too, so take it easy if you're...
I'm Richard Karn, and I love my hose. My hose is lightweight.
Oh no.
My hose will not kink.
Come on!
And my hose is anti-leak. It ain't those old hoses. This is my hose. The new Pocket Hose Copper Bullet, now infused with real copper, so your water is always clean and lead-free. Just turn on the water and watch your hose grow and grow to a full-size 3/4-inch hose. And when you turn off the water, away it goes, shrinking and squeezing that water out until it's practically bone dry. Our new inner tube uses 3 layers of high-strength latex on the inside. Then it's wrapped in a new polymer filament jacket, the same technology used in forest fire hoses because it's light and tough. 3 times stronger than the other hoses. It's guaranteed for 10 years. Nearly impossible to tear or snag. And the redesigned connector protector with flexible collar helps stop leaks at the spigot. But my favorite part of our new hose build, the oversized, easy-to-grip fittings. Easy on and off, even with gloves. Perfect for power washing cars and trucks, ready to go anywhere, even your pocket. With more than 100 patents worldwide, it's the best pocket hose in the world. Get the super light 25-foot pocket hose Copper Bullet today for only $29.99. But wait, call now and get our Turbo Shot adjustable nozzle. From those delicate flowers to power washing your walkway, a $20 value, absolutely free. Copper Bullet is not available in stores. This is an exclusive advanced release of our 2024 edition pocket hose. There is a strict limit of 3 per order. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-957-6218. That's 1-800-957-6218. Or visit copperbullet.hose.com. So call 1-800-957-6218 now.
Right now we've got some precipitation crossing over the UP, but it's going to hang over in the east primarily. We could see a little blanket of snow in the night over into the morning. Temperatures right now in that 30-degree range. We will drop down into the 25 to 30-degree range. And looking at what's ahead for Chassell this evening into Saturday, they've got their old-fashioned Christmas celebration. Check it out. Looks like some wonderful weather for that.
Finally tonight, an Iron Mountain business is leaving its front entrance open for a 24-hour coat drive. Pure Water and Air on Fairbanks Avenue is taking donations for its second annual coat drive. The store is collecting other winter gear too, like hats, gloves, mittens, scarves, boots, even snow pants. The store owner said the coat drive was just a way to help out her community. She says boots are always the first to go. The store has a side entrance for any after-hour donations.
Tonight, the